Mopar fam? I hope everybody out there is having a fantastic time. So today, I have a special video and something you definitely don't see all the time. And that is a Dodge Omni. This car has been so forgotten about, it's not even funny, guys. And I bet you until I just said the words, you probably haven't thought about it in a million years. Anywho, I came across a guy that built a Dodge Omni and has turned it into an absolute beast. One hell of a death box. Car is awesome. It makes a ton of power. And it is running a Cummins turbo on that little 4-cylinder engine, putting out almost 500 wheel horsepower. The car dynoed at about 470 wheel horsepower and 470 foot-pounds of torque. Absolutely insane for a 2.2 liter engine. It's also putting out over 40 psi of boost. Completely insane. This car is an absolute handful to drive, and I guarantee it's a freaking blast taking it down the street. Absolute sleeper. This car is definitely a sleeper and definitely no slouch. You definitely would not want to be caught slipping if this car pulled up next to you. Woof! Talking about a hurting. But guys, the Dodge Omni is a super rare car. This car was only made for about 2 years. This is the Dodge Omni GLH, which literally stands for goes like hell. Carroll Shelby had a lot to do with the design of this car and making it what it is back in the day. I'm super stoked over this build, as it's definitely something different, and I'm all about finding something cool that's different outside of the box, and this car hit the nail right on the head with all of that, guys. If you love Mopar and Chrysler stuff, you have to appreciate the little Dodge Omni. It was a great little car and pretty much one of a kind back in its day. It was a super cool little car, so let's check it out, guys.
And we embossed this kind of like a mini demon underneath the dip, so it'll kind of keeps that sleeper look to it. I know it doesn't look much like a sleeper now, but at least it's still an Omni, so people might be like, oh, it's a piece of shit. But the idea of it, the project name for this car is Project Hellion. So there's the Hellcat, and then there's the Dodge Demon. I wanted this to be, half a demon, so I went with Hellion, which is, a little demon. So yeah, it's plastic dipped in carbon red. It's sitting on 16s, and there are XXR 521s wrapped in Toyota Proxy R888Rs. And then I threw some tire paint on there because I think it looks nice. Sticking out the side here is it's 4-inch exhaust all the way up to the turbo, so I can get exhaust in and out as fast as possible. And that's the motor. So I did this all myself. Not the motor inside. That was all done by Cindy at Front Wheel Drive Performance in Houston, Texas. But everything else, the idea came from me, and I wanted to relocate the turbo. The turbo header was built by a guy here in town. He's a real good dude. Built a Sidewinder header for me. I relocated the whole set over the transmission, and I built the intercooler pipes. I had to build some custom mounts for the fuel rail because the fuel rail kind of stuck up. But those are 1700cc injectors rated for E85. I got my Aeromotive fuel rate regulator mounted this shock tower, and then it goes to a Continental ethanol sensor, so I am going to be running E85 on here. I built a custom coil and plug mount And you can see right there the distributor is kind of bare, but I'm only using the distributor as a basically a camshaft pickup sensor. Then I got my crankshaft position sensor mounted down there with a 36-1 wheel. Then I kind of tucked my blow-off valve on the bottom, and then you can see down there in the gold, that's the water-to-air intercooler. Then I got my catch can way over there, and these are dash 10 lines going from the valve cover. And then under here, what I did is I got some coilovers that are from a 1992 Subaru Impreza. I had to modify those to fit, and they actually work pretty well. I have like 4 inches up and down that I can play with. That's what she said. But yeah, this air box that I built, this was the first thing I ever welded together with my TIG welder, which was pretty fun to experiment with. But it goes directly from here straight into the turbo. So when I'm going down the road, it's basically getting a ram air effect, especially when I got that funnel on here. Hopefully pick up a little bit more power on that end. Everything on the exhaust side is wrapped, so I'm trying to keep heat as low as possible throughout the engine bay. I have the brake master cylinders got heat reflective tape on there, so it's this stuff is good for 800 degree ambient, or I'm sorry, not ambient temp, but constant, and I think it's like 2,000 degrees or something like that for ambient temperatures that it protects. So it's pretty good. And then these are LS2 coils, and then I have down there, if you can see it, I got my oil filter relocate kit. So the oil filter's way down there, so it's easy to get to. What else did I do with this thing? Inside the transmission, the stock clutch, or I'm sorry, the spec clutch that used to be in here is gone, and now I have an ACT clutch, actually an ACT pressure plate and flywheel, and then the clutch is a custom 4-puck unsprung clutch from ClutchNet that I had special made for me. And I know some of y'all might have noticed I have a Bluetooth radiator fan. It's pretty sweet. But no, serious, it's actually sitting over there on the tailgate of my truck. But yeah, let me see if I can get the header back there. You guys can see that. It's going to be a 10-minute video. Oh, here's my phone. But yeah, there's the header. That is the wastegate dump going all the way down, and then my 4-inch exhaust downpipe down there as well. So it's getting there. You know, the only thing left I really have to do is throw the Mega Squirt on here, start tuning, and clean up the interior a little bit. In the tank is a Walbro 450 fuel pump. So really hoping I can get 500 horsepower out of this thing. That's probably the max that I'm ever going to run, solely because 500 horsepower on these little 2.2s is teetering on the explodey part. So 500 horsepower is probably going to be my max, and then I'll just turn it down to, you know, a conservative 350 like it was before. And then 500 horsepower will be my kill mode. But I'm super happy the way that this whole thing turned out. I had a vision, and I'm glad I stuck this all the way through to where now, because I had a lot of people tell me that I couldn't do this. It's not possible, and it was basically stupid. So I'm glad I went with this.
telling you what, that car is an absolute insane roller coaster ride, I bet. You put the gas pedal down and that thing is literally driving you. 470 horsepower and 2,200 pounds. Holy shit. Badass build. Did an awesome job on it, man. Keep it up. And guys, I hope you appreciate the little Omni build. Definitely a head turner, and it's definitely no slouch. Goes like hell, that's for sure. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button and tap the bell button for the notifications so you don't miss anything in the future. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, I definitely appreciate everybody that's been following along with the channel and giving the channel all the support that it's been getting. Definitely much appreciated, guys. So as always, stay safe out there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tap the bell button for the notifications, and we'll see you on the next one.